Hello everyone and welcome back to more AEW on TEW2020. We are almost at Revolution, just a few weeks out. And, well, we're on Dark, and I already see that things aren't going well as Griff Garrison defeats Wardlow after Wardlow gets a concussion. It wasn't due to a botch or anything, at least. After this, Raven Creed defeats Diamante. Raven Creed brought her in, Irish wrestler, has an interesting look to her. Then, Top Flight debuts, so they defeat Treehouse Lee and David Foudre. Oh, Darius Martin has an extremely marketable gimmick, that's nice. Sammy Guevara defeats Jonathan Gresham. Killer Kelly defeats Elena Black. Tara Shirk defeats Janice White. Lee Johnson defeats the debuting King Cash. Frankie Kazarian defeats Derek Lowesley. And Adam Page defeats Luchasaurus. D&D this week is when things start to get really especially weird. So, you have your group of 8, they're walking along, still heading towards the kingdom, and then the sky just it's red. All the clouds that weren't even there before start swirling up, and, Brandon comes like, oh, there's probably just a tornado forming. And Matt Hardy's like, no, what is this? No, we have acquired reinforcements from the other world. And then soon a flash of lightning hits, and a few seconds later, Jeff Hardy shows up, and everyone's like, because all these guys have been stuck in this D&D world, and like, oh, holy shit, it's Jeff Hardy. And Matt Hardy introduces him as Brother Nero, all of that broken stuff. Another flash of lightning hits, but they don't really think anything of it. I'm like, alright, cool, we have help now, let's keep walking. And probably at this point, Matt Hardy explains something like, him and Jeff, because they're vessels of the multiverse, they can just, travel freely through the world. However, they hear a roar of a dragon, and they turn around, and there is in fact a dragon there. And it's rushing towards them. There are these 9 now, all ready to fight, even though they have a few people that are injured. And the dragon is cut off by Kota Ibushi. Showed up with that other lightning flash, and that stuns even Matt Hardy. He's like, what the hell? How's Kota here? And then just out of the ground, there's a wrestling ring now, and Bryce Remsburg is here, so is Excalibur, but these aren't actually Bryce Remsburg and Excalibur, these are just versions in the other world that resemble those two. And you have a wrestling match between Kota Ibushi and a literal dragon. The dragon's played by Bandito, by the way, actually outperforming Kota. I'm guessing the gimmick helps. Yeah, legendary gimmick in a cinematic style match. So, yeah. You had Excalibur and Matt Hardy on commentary, as Kota Ibushi literally beats up a dragon. D&D's fun. Anyways, the match proper begins with Lance Archer defeating Miro. After the match, Miro is getting up and he's ready to angrily beat down Lance Archer when Matt Sydal rushes down from doing commentary to get in the ring between the two. Talks Miro down from wanting to beat the absolute shit out of Lance for beating him in this match, but eventually Miro does calm down enough to listen to Matt Sydal, and the 4 of these guys walk backstage, and they do some anger management. And as they're going by, Chris Jericho just walks past them, the camera follows them, see Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle. I probably should have had all the members of the Inner Circle, whatever. And just keeps walking back out as Jericho heads to the center of the ring. He has the mic in hand, and after, the whole sing-along with Judas, he says, Kurt, you should count yourself lucky. Jake Hager was looking in the best shape of his life. He's been working his ass off to beat the shit out of your loser client, Charles Betts. But you've lucked out. See, while you're going to lose those tag titles for sure against me and Sammy, I didn't want to just leave Charles without a match. That would be far too easy for you. Of course, why would he not have a match? Well, Jake was working out so hard, he's a bit roughed up. Trust me, those deadlifts can hurt. Either way, he's not medically cleared to compete at Revolution, so I'm going to have Santana, Ortiz, and Ace fight for who gets to take on Charles, because I still want to show you who the best of the best is, Kurt, and who the best coach is. Jake Hager, he got injured in a house show, out for about 2 months. He is available for angles, I just forgot to put him in this angle, so my bad on that. But I still do want to have a match between Inner Circle and Charles Betts, and Ace Austin is the one who will go on to face Charles Betts at Revolution. Just a friendly matchup, there's no animosity here. Just, hey, we need to find out who gets to face off against Charles Betts. After this, Jordynne Grace defeats Mary Dobson, and then her music only plays for a little bit before Ashley Flair's music cuts it off, and the Queen of Wrestling makes her way to the ring, flanked by the Court. The Court lower the ropes for Ashley to enter the ring. I'm imagining like these three, they're complete lackeys. They're yes men. They make sure that nothing blemishes the Queen or whatever. So they're lowering the ropes so Ashley Flair doesn't even have to try all that. And they actually kind of just like glares at Mary Dobson, and two of them, they go out and they push Dobson out of the ring and then carry her backstage. This is a way to write off Mary Dobson because she is going on maternity leave in about a week. So, want to get her written off. Flair stares down Grace face to face, but Grace doesn't actually, she doesn't react to it. She's almost smiling at this point, and she's not backing down from Flair, but eventually Flair's just like, alright, I see what you're doing. And then she leaves, and the Court help her back out. So yeah. After this, Nat Murphy defeats Matt Cardona. Probably one of his biggest singles wins so far, Nat Murphy. Bad Influence come down while Murphy's celebrating, pull him off the turnbuckle. They beat him up a bit, and they throw him outside, and talk about unfinished business. A lot of the lower card stories I'm probably not going to be as in-depth about. Because, there's not really too much need to. They're lower card stories, so Nat Murphy versus Bad Influence continues to go on. After this, Kenny is all alone. He has a camera. He just has a camera. It's a stationary camera. There's not like a cameraman or anything. He's sitting alone, and he says, Coda, you say that I'm the one that's going against what he knows? I think the opposite's true. Never in my life would I have thought you would lie to me. Never have I thought you would just go about and lie about wanting to come here because of me. And I know that Moxley and Tony are just paying you to say that, because Moxley wants to get under my skin, and Tony doesn't want any of those negotiations to come to light. But I see right through it, Coda. Yeah. Coda, not Cody. You came here because of the money. You came here because you saw the opportunity to break into the American market. You did all you could in Japan, and now you want the recognition of the American audience. And that got you a hefty check. Coda, I'll accept your match for Revolution. I'll accept because I want to show you that I'm right. That I'm doing what I should be doing. And I imagine during this entire segment that Kenny is not looking too good. Like, he's got a ton of, he's very disheveled. He's, his hair is even messier than it usually is. He's probably, he probably gets messier by the end of the promo somehow. So, he's really not in the best mental place right now. After this, Kana defeats Shotzi Blackheart. The 74. Kana, she doesn't even have a mic, she just yells for Shida, over her music. And eventually, Shida does show up, she has a kendo stick. And basically, right as Shida gets into the ring, the VIPs club run onto the stage. They run towards the ring because, hey, Shotzi's been annoying them for a while, and they have a chance to take down Shotzi, so might as well take it. Shida and Kana fight each other. Kana doing surprisingly well for being unarmed versus a weapon. And the VIPs are, they're beating down Shotzi. Eventually, Shida, because she has a weapon, gets enough of a breakaway from Kana to push the VIPs off to get Shotzi up, and then it's this huge battle. You have the two faces versus the three heels. Eventually, you have a bunch of backstage officials. They come around. They separate the group, and eventually, probably maybe even after a commercial, they reveal that there will be a 3-on-3 taking place next week. Kana and the VIPs Club against Shotzi, Shida, and a partner of their choice. And in our main event, MJF defeats Cody Rhodes. Dark Order's music plays afterwards, and MJF he skedaddles as quickly as possible. Dark Order then come out from the stage and from the crowd, including two burly-looking men. That's 12 and 13, Cornelius Kremels and Levi Everett, I think it is. So few more members from there, and then eventually Uno, Stu Grayson walk onto the stage, and then they're shortly followed by Eric Redbeard. This is recorded shortly after the actually about a week after the tribute show to Brody Lee in real life, and I know Brody said that he kind of wanted to separate himself from Rowan a little bit, but I do think it kind of fits into the story in here, where Brody's temporarily gone and Uno, he needs help, and he knows that Redbeard is, pretty close with the boss, so maybe that can help bring him back, who knows. Anyways, the Dark Order completely surround the ring. Uno has a mic, and he just says, "You wanted a war, Cody? And you may have won a battle, but the war is far from over. Just remember that." And then the entire Dark Order, they leave the ring. They leave the entire area. They're backstage, except for Uno. If your final shot, I'm imagining it's Cody, who's still like almost like the pipe bomb, except instead of Uno sitting down cross-legged like CM Punk was, he's standing. But, you have the shot where it's like, you can see Cody's back, he's almost like staring up at Uno. So yeah. Just looking at the gimmicks. And our show gets a 67. There we go. We finally got a show above a 66. It's been a few weeks of only 66s, but it's fine. I am actually pretty... my talk has been weird today. I am pretty proud of the show, so yeah. I'm happy with this. And, well, Revolution is almost right around the corner, so let's see what happens then in a few weeks' time.